I needed that more than anything.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of coasting by before.
Mhm. What's up, everybody? We're back. Got a fun one today. Got Peech.
Yes, sir. Thank
Welcome
you for
on,
having
bro.
me, man. I'm hyped to be here.
Dude, I'm so stoked that you're here. So you are a country pop. Is that the correct genre for you right now?
Yeah, it's been a conversation trying to figure it out all the way. But country pop, singer songwriter, kind of do a lot of stuff in the mix.
Yeah.
So.
That's I was listening to some of your stuff, and like you definitely have a little bit of that country pop, but I also feel like there's a little indie in there too, in the midst.
Yeah,
of
definitely
that,
indie.
like,
it's like not bro country, but it's like like.
Okay, hold on, hear me out. Hold on, you're gonna bring up bro country. I was a hater for a while.
Yeah.
Because it was like you remember when everybody hated Nickelback?
Well, I was too, but yes, it was kind of an easy thing to hate on.
You hated it, and now you look back. Florida Georgia Line does not have a skippable song.
Yeah.
And they were like
we've been listening to who was it? Oh, just like, obviously like Luke Combs and those guys too.
Yeah,
like they're big hits, like bro country pop hits.
Dude, it was just one of those things that everybody hated on it. And I think it was just like, listen, I'm not in the music world at all. It's funny, I'm not. And I've been accused of having a music podcast because I've had so many artists on this. I say so many. I'm like 20 or 15 something episodes in, 20 episodes in, and I've had a lot.
Yeah, it's been a majority.
It's been a lot. But some it's just the nature of the people I'm friends with and like the city we're in.
Yeah.
But and I forgot where I was going with it. Sorry, my ADHD kicked in. But that world of music, it just was like, oh, I know where I was going with this. I feel like the part of the reason everybody hated it was because it was different.
Yeah.
And people always hate different stuff because it's not what they're used to.
That's true. It's super true.
And it was so far removed from 70s, 80s, 90s country. It wasn't Conway. It wasn't George Jones. It wasn't any like.
It wasn't like us classic feeling.
No. And so it's like I feel like the movement is going back that way. But so like when you're saying bro country, it just made me think that. So that's my first tangent of the pod.
It's definitely true too though. It's like I feel like country music, like early on it was way like more closed doors. So when people started doing the bro country, it was like, what the hell is
because it was some of that like blurring the lines of genres that didn't exist for a long time.
Yeah.
Like you think back, like, I mean, I've been accused of not growing up in the 90s. People have texted me.
People be accusing you.
Bro, listen, I have literally people I'm close to are like, you didn't grow up in the 90s, you were born in the 90s. I'm like, no, like I lived 6 years of the 90s. That's growing up in the 90s.
Yeah, you had some of the stuff. I didn't, sadly.
When were you born?
01.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. 2001, man. I think it was a good year to be born, though.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it.
But it's wild, though, to like, I don't feel old until you tell me you're born in 01. And then I'm just like, you're not that much younger than me. Damn, it kind of feels
How old are you?
I'll be 32 in June. So like I'm not like that much older than you. I was born in 94. But
okay.
Let me ask you this to start. So you talk about, trying to figure out genre, where you are. And I want to get into like more of your backstory and how you landed in music as we're talking. But I'm curious, how did you end up in, because you didn't start country.
No.
So how did you land on, like, what was the genesis of you where you go, oh, you know what, country's kind of where I feel like I found my voice most?
I think it's just the songwriting side.
Okay.
It kind of like developed into wanting to just do acoustic guitars and write like meaningful lyrics.
Okay.
Whereas like before I started like rapping for like fun. And then on the side I would write those kind of like more emotional stuff that like is why I use music for. But yeah, just kind of like ended that. Came to this part of the journey as like country music made sense. Like I wrote this song called Snowfall that like floated in country, like kind of folk style. And I was like, this is exactly what I want to do.
Was it so you started in hip hop? Kind of
hip hop, like indie stuff. It was kind of a mix back then too. It's kind of just doing whatever.
So was it a hard transition for you going from that? I mean, it's such different styles. Like, And like songwriting is songwriting, but I feel like there's such a different dynamic of when you're writing a hip hop song or, indie
Yeah.
pop something versus writing a sad country song,
Yeah.
you know?
It surprisingly, it was not hard at all.
Okay.
It's just kinda it, like, happened, and I was like, there's no questioning. Like, I didn't question it at all. It's like, "This is what we're doing now," and we still have fun doing other styles and
Mhm.
stuff, but, like, I've been working with Adam,
Yeah.
uh, for, like, 5 years now,
Dang.
and maybe longer, and, like, we started in the hip hop range, like,
Okay.
together or, like, with me, I started doing it with him for, like, 5 years ago, for, like, at least 3 years, and then we kinda transitioned more into, like, the pop side, and then it just
Mhm.
kept transitioning into, like, what it is now, and now it feels like it's the most, like, me.
Mhm.
Any of them were, but, everything has its time.
So it's taken you feel like well, you started your artist journey in 2018, is that correct? Kinda?
That was, like, when
Roundabout?
I first released on Spotify, so, yeah, like,
Okay.
before that, I was, like, probably, like, 3 years of, like, SoundCloud rapping.
No way.
Yeah, in high school and stuff and doing little shows and all that.
For real?
Yep.
Dude, I feel like maybe we should bring back SoundCloud.
I know
I feel like
SoundCloud's dying off.
that iteration it's so easy to release music now
Yeah,
that I
now
feel like
it's yeah. Back then, it was, like, no, like, nobody you didn't know how to do it. It took, like, 3 years for me to figure out
yeah.
how to get it going, but
But so it's taken you I mean, so you start essentially 2018, and then what, 2021-ish is when you kinda started that journey towards genre bending in a sense? Is that make and
yeah,
then it's
yeah.
kinda taken you
Honestly, yeah.
5
It was
years?
kinda when I met Adam is when
Okay.
we really kinda went in there and, like, those first years were, like, just me developing myself and, like, learning how to do business correctly and also,
Yeah.
um,
Because, I mean,
just writing
you
music
were
and
2018, you're 17, 18?
yeah, around there, yeah,
So you're
17
still a
probably.
teenager,
I
essentially?
graduated 2020, so I was, like, yeah, 17, 16 or something,
Jesus,
but yeah.
that's crazy.
And it's weird because, like, right when I started it, I was like I knew instantly. I was like, "It's all I wanna do now." Like,
Really?
music. Like, it was weird. I couldn't even, like it wasn't even, like, a decision. It just I just kept
Mhm.
doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it, and then all of a sudden, it just became, like, all that I did and cared about,
Yeah.
you know? Like, there
So
was no active decision like, "Okay, I'm gonna make music now." It's just happened.
so it wasn't necessarily you weren't like a 5-year-old playing guitar and going,
No,
"I'm
dude,
gonna someday I'm gonna write country songs and be an artist."
No, when I was 5, I was skiing.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause you grew up in Park City.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
like, from really young age, like, we my parents put us on skis at, like, 2, like, when we could walk, so
Dang.
as soon as we could walk and get on skis, and my life was just skiing and then, like, like, regular kid stuff,
Mhm.
and,
Yeah.
and then football came, so it was really just sports up until I turned, like, 16 and figured out how to, like, record myself.
So what was the reason I guess the reasoning behind getting into music then?
It's weird, so, like, in Park City,
Mhm.
we had this library that had a recording booth in it, like, people would use it for, like, podcasts and stuff.
For real?
And one random day, we're like, "Yo, let's go record a song." Like, I don't even know where it came from. I was going to the winter school at the time, so I was
Okay.
going to school in the summer for skiing. And me and 2 of my buddies, my now manager actually,
Mhm.
wanted to record a song, and we're like, "Okay, bet, let's go to the recording booth. It's free, da da da." Wrote some terrible rap song, but it was sick at the time.
Yeah.
And and then my manager got super into it, bought all this equipment, and built a little studio at his place. And then I got super into it and bought my own setup and built a little closet studio. And then, yeah, just kept just like writing
No
music.
way.
Yeah, it's weird.
So it just essentially happened very
Just
organically
yeah,
in
just
some
natural.
regards.
Yeah, it was so natural. And then like yeah, obviously at some point it like came to me where I was like, no, I kind of actually needed this. Like I needed to sit in a closet alone
Yeah.
and like write songs. Cause like it wasn't always just rap songs that I was
Mhm.
writing. I was writing like most of my first releases were like sad, like emotional
Mhm.
rap, but like indie stuff as well. And that's where it kind of started. Like maybe
Okay.
what took me over was just the being able to,
Mhm.
write my emotions out.
So what when you say that you didn't realize how much you needed that creative expression, I think is a fair way to put it
Yeah.
of writing emotions and stuff. What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, I was like, what did my mom used to call me when I was like little? Like, what's that saying? Like when somebody's like super, like a worry wart.
Okay.
So I was always worrying about everything, but I'd never talk about, like, I was always
Mhm.
super quiet as well. Like, never talked about shit, like
Yeah.
emotions or anything like that. And I'm still like that way, but like music kind of brings it out more, so I have more opportunity to talk about it as well,
Mhm.
like doing things like this.
Yeah.
So it like kind of starts the conversation. But I'm not like a big like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to somebody and like
Yeah.
explain my hurt and this and that, you know.
Mhm.
So music just became that for me. It was like my therapist was like,
Yeah.
a guitar and just words coming out. So I don't know.
Really.
Yeah, I don't know why I was never a big talker. Just never fit with me,
Well,
I guess.
but I think as a kid, that's especially kind of in the iteration of life we grew up in. It was very normal to have a lot of emotions,
Yeah.
not know how to express them, and or not have the outlet to. Dude,
Yeah.
now my son's got 5 counselors that work at his school.
Yes, they just got all types of
So,
like
so yeah.
opportunity.
So this kid deals with things like he's gone through what's the word I'm looking for? Spats, bouts, something. He's dealt with anxiety, something about going to school.
Yeah.
So he's got this whole like doesn't want to leave me, whatever. Started when he was in kindergarten. He had been sick, whole deal. We texted or sent an email to his teacher. They get the one of the school counselors to come in. And she met with him like every day for a week, and
Oh,
then
really?
once a week until spring
They
break.
kept up on it. Yeah.
And so it's like we didn't. Now, granted, I went to 2 Christian schools in West Virginia.
Okay.
So like one of them was 300 students, and the other one was like 190.
Dang.
So we for sure did not. I mean, dude, yeah, it's a small town. Like the public schools
Yeah.
are bigger, but like we didn't have guidance counselors. We didn't have
It's just you got students, teachers, and
yeah. So I think though, to your point of our generation, you find some outlet.
yeah, I think that's like the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the word that I was looking for too. It's like, yeah, just it was an outlet
Mm-hmm.
where like it was an outlet where sports wasn't, you know, because sports was my outlet.
Yeah.
For everything else.
Yeah.
And it was like you can only, you know, tackle someone hard enough, you know, in football, or you can only hit a big enough jump, and then it's like you still got to come home, and there's still those, you know, emotions and stuff that you need to get out.
And I think you're right. I think a lot of times it's easy to look at something like sports as your therapeutic outlet, and in some regards it is, but it doesn't deal with the emotion.
Yeah,
It doesn't deal with like what's going on beneath the surface.
Yeah, it's kind of just in the moment. It's like a release for sure.
Yep, it is. It's like it's the dopamine that you get. I mean, I still say that like when I play golf, it's like the most peaceful
like
place.
nothing else in the world is going on.
Dude.
It's just golf.
You've got music playing. You've got a couple transfusions flowing. You're just having fun, and then like you leave, and you're like, oh damn it, the real world.
Yeah, it's like
and it's but like none of that comes to the surface of like what's causing. It's just that dopamine release of like, oh, I'm good for 3 hours.
Yeah,
and then you've got something. You go back.
Still more, yeah, without expression, without like being able to get those words out. At least,
Yep.
Need that too. I think.
So what was it? You know, up to, I mean, you start essentially writing 17, 18, 19. You know, what was it in life at that stage where you realized you needed an outlet to process emotions?
See, I don't like I was saying, is like it wasn't like an active decision.
Yeah.
You know, so that just kind of came to me. But like I was writing not songs, but like writing in journals and stuff since I was like 13.
Okay.
Because I got like really into like around that time, like I was just like a sad little like preteen, like probably a lot of people are, you know, at that age, not really understanding what's going on. And I got really into like philosophy and stuff, like super young, like 13. I started reading books and stuff, and you know, doing meditations. And there's this one book I started reading. It's called Master Key System, which I actually saw a video from XXX Tentacion. He was talking to a fan. He was like, "Read the Master Key." I was like, "What is that? What is the Master Key?" So I searched up, found the book, and it's like this 24-week course of like meditations and stuff. And I was like,
and you're like a middle schooler.
I was like 13, 14. I was probably like
so early teen,
like close to when I started making music at the same time, and I got really into that. And so I was writing, and like that was my outlet, and then it fell into music as well. But yeah, I don't know, like that was just a weird time in my life, I guess. Like there's so much going on, great friends, great sports, like great town. But yeah, I don't know, it's weird. It's tough.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just kind of found yourself in that world in a sense of you start kind of going down the philosophical journey.
Yeah,
which
alone.
It's
learn to be alone is what it kind of came down to.
Did you not like being alone prior to that, or
I mean, honestly, it was probably hard to be alone. Like, I don't really know if I can even remember,
Mm-hmm.
but like, I was never alone, I guess, really, until like I started sitting in a closet for a real long time and writing songs and trying to meditate, at least learn how to at the time and do all that type of stuff.
I find that so interesting though when you talk about being a middle schooler and going. I mean, dude, I couldn't read. I had to read a philosophy book in college. You know how much of it I read?
How much?
Maybe 5 pages. Because like my brain doesn't work that way. My brain does not function in a capacity where I can. It's not that I'm not a deep thinker, but the thought of like reading philosophical teachings, I guarantee you, I'll probably still have the textbook somewhere. and just so and like and there's probably a bookmark on chapter 2.
Yeah.
But so to be a middle schooler and start diving into because I mean, what is philosophy? Isn't it like the study behind like why people think the way they think? Isn't that is
Yeah.
that correct?
I don't know what the exact definition is, but
I think it's
probably
something like that.
Yeah.
But so and so you're in middle school, early high school, and you start asking those questions.
Right. I still to this day I think so much.
Really?
I was always thinking. So it's like that turned like at that time like negative thoughts that I was having or like whatever it was, it turned them into more like wonder and like questions and like trying to learn more about myself personally, I guess, and like how to like get better, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was what I was thinking at the time, but it
Yeah.
was definitely kind of how it worked out. And I don't even know, I probably didn't understand half of it for, at least a few years, but I don't think you're supposed to fully understand philosophy. I think it is just
See,
kind of a
that's what I
thing.
don't like about it.
Yeah.
Is that
It's kind of
that
just
means,
questions,
yeah,
and it's kind of up
it's
to you.
abstract questions that you have to come to your own conclusions
Yeah.
to, and
There's
then
like no right answer in most
Yeah.
of it.
Oh yeah. So was there anything going on in your life at that time that led you to that, or is it more just standard teenage stuff?
Well, yeah.
And-
So my dad went to prison when I was like, how old was I? Between 8 and 10.
Okay.
It was like right after the mortgage crash in 08.
Oh
So-
wow. Okay.
So that was like the start to my teenage years.
Dang.
Was that, and then, yeah, trying to figure out how to deal with like your father there, and then all of a sudden he's not there, and you're too young to really even know what's going on.
Yeah. Right.
So that probably was like a thing where I was sitting with myself, just like sad, not really confused.
Were you an only
My brother's
child?
all pissed off.
Okay, so you just have one
I
brother.
had two brothers.
Two brothers.
So my oldest brother understands what's going on. He's just mad.
Yep.
He's fucking breaking things. Like
Yeah.
punching walls all the time.
Yeah.
And then I'm just here in the middle, just like, what the fuck? And then my littlest brother was like a baby. So he was just chilling, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's because I was gonna ask that. You're going through that. Your dad's there one day, essentially gone the next. In some regards.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember the day vividly. It was a
Really?
weird day. Yeah. But
well, so then, because I was gonna ask, like, are you the oldest, where you're trying to help be the guiding force, and that leads you down that, but you're the middle.
well,
So you've got an older brother going through all the emotions.
Yeah.
And then you've got a younger.
Yeah, no, my older brother, like obviously, like I was saying, he just became like
Mm-hmm.
he's a great dude, but I mean, shit, he gets what's it called? He's a hothead sometimes,
Oh,
and he's had
sure.
it since he was a kid. It's just
Yeah.
like part of his personality, which I love that part of him.
Yep.
As well. But yeah, I mean, we're all just confused, trying to figure things out, and I kind of had to step into the role for my mom.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that, like, with your older brother kind of going through his emotions and his way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
How much of that for you as a young teenager did you feel the responsibility to?
All of it.
Really?
Yeah, I had full responsibility for it, which was maybe a part of the tough part about it. But
Yeah.
I'm glad I did.
Yep.
'Cause it made me really, I think, strong, maybe. Or,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, absolutely,
To
dude.
be like, your mom's rock, and for her to be yours, it's interesting. At a young age.
How much did that impact your relationship with your mom, as through your teenage years, to walk through that time of life?
Well,
with
we had
her?
we had a pretty regular, I guess. I mean, we were always
Mhm.
been super close, but like, teenagers and mothers battle.
Teenagers and mothers, bro. They
Like it happens. like,
teenagers and dads is one thing. Teenagers and mothers is a whole different thing.
yeah, like we had our battles and stuff, but like I was, whenever if she was ever like hurting, she would always, like, I'd be the one she would come to.
Yeah.
And then me, I just wouldn't go to anyone because I didn't like talking to anybody. So
Right.
I'd just go into the closet and write songs. But
Which so all of that, like the reason I ask those questions, because all of that I think makes so much sense when you start looking at your journey as an artist,
yeah,
and talking through being a middle schooler and studying philosophy.
trying. I guess.
Yeah, or reading about it
Yeah.
and starting to meditate, and then you end up at being 18, 19 in a closet, writing down your thoughts,
Yeah.
whether it was something that you got penned as a song or something that was strictly journaling. All of this piece of your story makes a ton of sense, especially when you look at, I think
It does
now.
make sense now thinking about it a little bit
Yeah.
more. I don't really think about it all that much. But
Well, and I find that so fascinating though, because I think with every person's story, and with I think every artist, the people that I've talked to, there's like a defining moment that
yeah,
sets the trajectory of a course of a season of your life.
absolutely.
Do you feel that when you look back on that time of your life?
That time for sure. That changed like everything. It changed most of our lives as a family for sure too.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of us were. I don't know what the other path would have been, but I know this is like the one that was supposed to happen. But
Yeah.
it did work out for the best. And then like my relationship with my dad when I did see him again, it was great. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of more like friendly. Like we're like best
Mm-hmm.
friends at that point. And yeah, so it worked out for its best. I think it taught me a lot as well. And then like the other defining moment was like right before country music. I started doing country was going to jail and having to be alone for another long stint.
Really?
And that brought back the philosophy major for me as well. So I don't know. There's definitely a few moments.
That's so. How old were you when you went to jail?
This was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
How old was I? Probably like 22, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 22, 23, 22. I don't know.
Yes, I mean,
Somewhere
so you're a young adult.
Yeah, no, I was
And-
like, I was in LA doing my thing, like,
Yeah.
just living life, and then that shit happened.
Dang. That's I'm trying to think the right way to ask what I want to ask you. But do you feel that gave you, I don't know if a sense of a newfound purpose or new creative direction?
The answer is yes,
Do you think it completely changed your trajectory of your life by going through that?
100%. Yeah, I needed that more than anything in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of coasting by before,
Mm-hmm.
just not really like I was still cared and like wanted to make music really bad, but I was definitely in this moment where I was like just kind of doing the same thing over and
Mhm.
over again, not really seeing a bunch of growth or just kind of like a stagnant like plateau.
Mm-hmm.
And just partying a lot and just like
Oh,
not
sure.
really doing the best things for myself.
Yeah.
And then when that happened, when I went to jail, it was like everything got deleted. I was like,
Wow.
just sit in a cell for 4 months and fucking try to figure out what you're gonna do when you come out,
Yep.
And that's when like, like philosophy is kind of like a come and go thing. Like I'm not consistently always
no,
reading
sure, for
about
sure.
it or like
Yeah.
always doing journals and all this shit. It's like honestly it's
You're
less
telling me
than
you don't
more.
wake up at 6 a.m. every morning and journal your 12 gratitudes?
No, but I should.
And no, listen, if you're a person who does that, there's no disrespect. I'm not one of those people.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, I think it's like for me, it's there when I need it. I know
Mhm.
that it doesn't have to be like the driving force of my life, but like
Yeah, sure.
in jail, it's like it became like my crutch there.
Yeah.
Just learning all types of random shit. Like
Yep.
took like I read probably like 50 books, maybe a little less, but around like shitloads of books.
Yeah.
And took a bunch of courses, did all this stuff, doing the wake up, the gratitudes, the
Yeah.
meditations, the this, the that. Because like jail is like you're not like required to do anything. You could just wake up and just fucking sit there for
Mhm.
8 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and then go to bed and do it again. But like I remember Trevor asked this question in the thing, and it made me think about it. It was I think jail can bring out the best of somebody or
Yeah.
like the absolute worst, and it's like that's one of the two, and like you have the decision to do it, like
Yep.
to either try to be better or try to get worse,
Yeah.
or not try to get worse, but just get worse or stay the same. So it became a moment for me where I was like, no, I want to be like
Yep.
the best I can be coming out of here, And especially, I guess it was like, I had friends and family who were like pretty
for
pissed
sure.
at me. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. Right.
So I had to make sure I came out with like looking a little jacked, a little smarter, a little smarter
So,
songs.
I mean, you're a few years removed from it. Do you find yourself grateful for it, for that time, because of I mean, like you just said, it's and in some regards gave you a wake up call.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm beyond grateful for it. I wouldn't change a thing, honestly.
How long did it take you to feel that way, going through that entire,
Honestly,
from let me set this question up a little better. From going through your dad being taken away when you're a kid and he ends up in jail, to being a teenager as who's the rock for your mom and everything she's going through with your dad away, to then getting into music, to moving to LA, and then finding yourself in the same boat your dad was in,
Mm.
to getting out. And now, you just said like how grateful you are you went through it. How long did it take you to have that? Because you're also still very young. I mean,
yeah,
like even right now, you're still young. And I think one of the things that happens the older you get is the more you get perspective to be able to examine what you go through.
Yeah.
But most mid-20-year-olds don't have that.
Yeah.
So what stage did you find yourself able to look back with gratitude on knowing that it was part of the plan?
Honestly, in the moment, this is why I look back to like when I was studying philosophy and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Early on, is like taught me is all about perspective. Everything, like even like the worst thing in your life could happen, but it's the way it's perspective on how you look at it, how you get better from it. You could look at it, oh, I'm gonna grow from this, or you could just sit there and be sad and like be like, oh shit, what do I do? Like,
Yeah.
just like walk around with your head down all the time, So it's definitely like when I went to jail, I was like, shit, like, I'm trying to make this music thing happen. I gotta go sit away for half the year.
Yeah.
Like shit, but once I was in there, I was like, all right, well, I'm in here now. So
Right.
what am I gonna do? Am I gonna be mad that I'm in here, or can I just make the best of it and like put plans down and really try to figure out what I'm gonna do? And I talked on the phone all the time with friends and my mom and all this shit. So it was like it sucked ass. I'm not gonna lie, but like it's just the perspective thing. Like it didn't. I knew that it was gonna be for the better, even when I like the second day that I was there.
Wow.
So yeah.
Well, good for you. Like, I mean, I know we just met, but like I can hear the conviction in your voice of you talking about the passion you have of not allowing those moments to define you, but to propel you.
Absolutely.
And you said something that made me think that we don't really have any responsibility or control over outcomes of life.
Yeah.
But we do have control over how we respond to what happens.
Yeah, definitely.
And so you talk about, going through all of this stuff you went through at an early age. You made the decision to respond in a healthy manner, as opposed to you. I mean, you talk about, you hear stories all the time, people that go to jail and they come out and they're just, their life never changes.
Yeah, it comes a cycle for sure.
It gets worse.
And like, I definitely shit. Definitely now it's like easier for me to like look at it with better perspective. But like,
right.
I was doing dumb shit based off of emotions and like problems this whole time. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we all do. I mean, I probably still make not the best decisions sometimes, you know what I mean? Just from some other cause.
Sure.
And that's what ultimately made me end up in a jail cell for a little bit. But now I think after that is like, it brings even more perspective of growing up and stuff. It's like, now I think I have a little bit better choice making and all that.
When that also comes with age too.
Yeah. So I think it's growing up and just things like problems.
It's just part of it. It's like when you the unfortunate reality. I've talked to people about this because like we've all looked at like there's major name celebrities, artists and stuff who have gotten in a lot of trouble for doing normal young adult and medium adult dumb shit.
Throwing chairs off balconies and stuff.
You said it, not me. But Gosh, I mean, that guy, I love that guy.
That's
But
awesome.
all that to say, the difference though is not everyone's dumb decisions and do they end up in jail. But the flip side of that too is a lot of the celebrities that they're doing the same stupid things that most of us do.
Yeah.
We just don't have millions of people who love us.
Yeah,
You
there's
know,
no
at this stage we're doing
magnifying
these
glasses
things.
on us.
Yeah, it's like there's a big part of me that I'm very grateful that I wasn't a celebrity when I was in my early mid-20s or when I was a teenager.
Yeah, it probably would not be good.
You know, I mean, imagine being 16-year-old Justin Bieber
Yeah.
and millions of people all over the world literally would die for you.
Watching everything you do, too.
Everything you
judging every little move, which
Yeah.
Comes with it, I guess. But
And so then everything you do is known.
Yeah.
But switch gears a little. When did you move to LA?
2021.
I was gonna say,
Somewhere
dude,
around.
if you moved to LA in 2020, that's a bold move.
It was after COVID.
Yeah. Okay.
It was like once everything got reopened and
Okay.
stuff. So
And
around
and
2021.
was music the reason you moved out there?
Yeah, I
Like-
signed a indie deal.
Okay.
Right when I got out of high school, like right after I
No way.
graduated, with the label out there, and then it took me like a year and a half to actually make the move.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's what I was doing with like hip hop and stuff.
Mhm.
I had a little deal in LA, and that's what drove me out there for sure at the beginning.
Okay. And then you're still living there.
Yep.
I mean, personally, I think you should move to Nashville. I think Nashville's probably a little better than LA, but that's
No,
a personal opinion.
just the beach.
No, I do. We were just talking about that before we started recording. I had some friends that moved to San Diego like I don't know, 6 months, a year ago. And I was like, man, I can't wait for you guys to move back to Nashville. They're like,
Never
I
come
don't know
back.
how to tell you this. There's not a beach in Nashville.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, that's fair.
It's tough to give it up.
Cause like, I also say that I've never lived by the beach. We were talking about this. Cause if I lived near one, everyone does like, you never go to it. I'm like, no, I promise you.
Yeah,
I would go all the time.
Yeah.
I would.
Honestly,
would go all
at
the
the
time.
beginning, we didn't go that much. It's like that thing is like, I don't know if like this is the same for you, but like when you have a pool in your backyard,
Yep.
you like don't use it as much
Yep.
as if you have like your friend has a pool.
Your friend
or
has a
something.
pool. Yeah.
So it definitely is kind of like that sometimes, but like once you get like a squad that's down to go to the beach, it's really fun.
Well, life's also
Yeah.
more fun with friends in general.
Yeah.
You know how depressing it is to just like, it'd be like going to Music Row
Just,
go-
like, just wandering around.
to go drink
Yeah,
by yourself.
yeah.
It's like you're just sitting at Losers
It's
alone
like,
on a stool, just
yeah,
waiting on them to bring you another McAlter
Just
or
waiting
something.
for 'em.
Yeah, just like
feel that.
I think there are certain things that would define that, and that's probably an alcoholic if you're doing that. Respectfully.
Probably. Yeah.
That's so terrible. Okay, I have a serious question for you. So I know Mac Miller was a big
Oh yeah.
influence in your music. What's his best album? I personally think there's only one right answer to this question.
Well, personal favorite is Blue Slide Park.
Blue Slide Park is so good.
That's like personal favorite. I think his best album. Like, also liked Good AM a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
But Swimming's insane, which I love all of his music. What was yours though?
My
Yeah.
favorite, and I'll tell you why it was my favorite, was Best Day Ever.
Oh
that
yeah, Best Day
mixtape.
Ever is freaking insane. My
That-
favorite song by him is Best Day Ever by far.
Dude, the amount of times I find myself going back to that mixtape and just listening to
It's a banger.
every song's a banger, bro.
Like, what else is on there? Which one is Under the Weather on?
It's
Blue
not
Slide
that
Park?
one, I don't
It's not that one.
It's not that. Blue Side Park though is a Party on Fifth Ave.
Party on Fifth. He has so many
Blue Slide
good
Park.
records.
Dude, his Tiny Desk that he did,
Insane.
one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's what about him? What about him was such an inspiration to you musically?
I don't know, honestly. It's just the music that we all listened to early on. Whatever year that was.
I was
in.
still in high school when he like kind of Best Day Ever came out my junior year of high school. So like that was like I don't remember if that was his first ever mixtape or his second, but I mean that was early in his
He had
career.
a few, yeah, early on. Blue Slide Park was definitely probably one of
Yep, Blue Side Park was I think his first full album,
yeah,
he
right when
released.
when he got some
Yep.
motion.
dude. So I'll
He
tell
was
you
young too.
I'll tell you how I ended up following Mac Miller. This is hilarious. Which that time in my life, most of my stories revolve around something like this. But so there was this girl that I was kind of into who kept tweeting. I'd like not a girl I ever dated or anything like that. But
Crush.
yeah, for sure. Went to a different school, so it was like I hated dating people that went to. I mean, I just told you I went to a school of 180 people.
Yeah.
The pool was not large.
Yeah, everybody knows it,
Everybody knew everybody. You know, it's also a Christian school, so it's I digress. But
yeah, it's
but
off
so
limits.
she kept tweeting like hashtag best day ever. And this was when hashtags were massive. This was like the early iteration of hashtags. This is when Twitter was peak.
Yeah, when it's shit.
Oh yeah. And this was so I finally was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, what is best day ever? And she's like, oh, it's this hip hop artist. He's releasing a new mixtape called Best Day Ever. And I was like, oh, and then I listened to it and I was like, so I wasn't allowed to listen to hip hop growing up.
Yeah.
You know who Toby Mac is?
I think so. Toby Mac.
He's like a Christian pop artist kind of, like, I mean, dude,
Sounds
he's been
familiar.
around forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's like in his 50s now. Like he's been around for a long time. He was in DC Talk originally, if you know who that is.
I feel like
I'm aging myself a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
Toby Mac sounds familiar.
yeah, okay. So that would like Toby Mac for a long time was like the hardest I was allowed to listen to. And it was just like it's like Christian pop, like is all it was.
Yeah.
And then I was allowed to listen to Lecrae somewhere along the lines.
Okay.
But so but I would listen to all of this other stuff in my car when my younger sister was in the car and would rat on me.
Yeah.
And so one of my buddies he downloaded Best Day Ever for me and put it on a burnt CD.
Oh, no.
That was like, dude, this was before Spotify.
Yeah.
This was before Apple
You're
Music.
buying mixtapes, like literally.
100, yeah.
Tunes.
Like literally buying mixtapes or downloading them. I mean, that's the only way you got it. Or Pandora was a thing, but like it was early, dude. This was early Pandora even.
Yeah.
And then it was you only had 5 songs, but like you could skip 5 times before an album would end, or before you could. Did you ever listen to Pandora?
I used to use Pandora like really young. Yeah.
He
Probably
said,
around this time.
he said really young. He was like
I was little.
he was like 9.
And like the
listening
little
to
like
Pandora.
and the iPod, like what were those things that had like the clip on them?
Oh, the Nano, bro.
Yeah, the Nanos. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I think it was too. They just brought those back too, which is crazy.
I'm
but
aging myself so much talking to you. So who else are big music inspirations for you? Has it changed as your style of music has changed?
honestly, no, not really. Not really. If you looked at my playlist, I could show you.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's literally the same guys that I've listened to since high school. Pretty much all of them. There's new songs on there too that I'll add, but like my main time spent listening was like Mac Miller,
Yep.
Lumineers.
Really?
Love the Lumineers. So good. And I could probably listen to those songs like a million times. Still hit the same. And then like we were just listening on the way over, like Milky Chance was really big when I was young as well.
Okay.
I loved them. Who else? A lot of rappers though at the time. 50 Cent, all time most favorite rapper.
Is he really?
Yeah. I mean, secondary to Mac Miller. Like Mac Miller's not in the conversation when it comes to like,
for sure. But I also feel like their style's so different too.
Yeah.
And that's when it becomes this whole conversation of like hip hop versus rap versus R&B, and you get into so many semantics and all that. And I'm just like, for my sake, I call it all the same.
Yeah.
It gets
I think it's like
confusing,
watching
bro.
Get Rich or Die Trying the movie was like, yo, this
dude
guy's sick and his music is even sicker, you know? But,
dude, he was on my pregame mixtape and basketball, 1000%.
always.
Dude, he's been so hard. But hearing you though list off like some of those artists, you're talking just gigantically different genres.
Yeah.
Which I say it doesn't surprise me that you have flowed
Mixed
in different genres.
Yeah.
As you've gone through your journey or your artist journey.
No, absolutely. I think it is kind of owed to that. The reason I kind of do it too, which I think I'm glad I can I like to just kind of make whatever, but like rather than being like stuck in a just like you have to make this exact style of music, which is why I'm glad that my music is like it's like a genre freaking party of stuff,
which is cool though. So you just signed a new record deal last year, right?
Yeah, last year.
So when you Tamla, right, is who you're with?
Yeah,
part of Capital.
Tamla, CCMG.
Yep. So when you signed that deal, Was that conversation part of it? Of like, I wanna have the freedom to make whatever music I wanna make in some regards.
Yeah, I mean, like, we we definitely had conversations at the beginning of, like, which direction do we wanna focus on?
Okay.
And, it was like country music, like this space that we're in right now, which is like, still a broad mix of genre, but focusing in country because that's like kind of where like my soul is, like
Mhm.
songwriting and stuff and like community. It's all great and I love it. And I
Yeah.
love the music and everything that's going on right now as well is amazing. And I listened to country music growing up a little bit too, like the Johnny Cash and stuff like that. So I've always loved it. Um, especially like those the writing side,
Yep.
which is like where Johnny Cash comes in, like Bob Dylan and those guys. So it was like, yeah, it was a conversation, but it wasn't like like, oh, you have to do this,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
do that. It's like, no, creative freedom. They loved what I had going on already,
Which is good.
and so it was like, yeah, let's
So
try to
so they were completely
excel it.
content with you to just create what you wanted to create when it came to style, genre, songs, all that.
Yeah, like I could have gone full pop singer if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that.
Was there ever a time you wanted to be just full pop?
No, I mean it is pop music that I make in a way, but I don't want to be like boy band style pop. If that makes sense.
All of a sudden you get 4 other guys and you start a new One Direction.
Yeah, I don't need to be doing that. I don't like. I like to have a little more. I don't know, like
The Beatles.
grit.
One of your boys just said the Beatles. Oh, the Eagles. That's even better.
Eagles are sick. We've been harmonizing like the Eagles recently. It's pretty cool.
Have you?
Yeah, you'll see it at the Whiskey Jam.
Dude, that's awesome.
Maybe.
Man, so you're getting ready to release another new country project.
Yes.
Small Town America. Is it Small Town America Volume 2? Is that what it's technically
Yeah,
called?
Volume 2.
Okay.
It'll be like it's basically a continuation of the first one,
Okay.
obviously, but they're gonna be packaged together, which is be sick
Okay.
because it is like a full album. They just half of it was released last year.
Okay.
So.
Where was where did the concept for that come from in the heart of all of that?
It's really just, I mean, growing up in a small town and like trying to like, it was kind of what we've been talking about, like navigating like, struggles and like the pain and like getting over things and learning and trying to grow and, just trying to be your best self in a small town and like kind of what goes into it. Because it's so different from like growing up in a city or like stuff like that as well,
Yeah, dude.
where so much is always going on. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of just want to dive deep into like how it felt for me growing up in a small town.
Okay.
It's kind of just the overarching name. Like the songs just go into like all types of random stuff, like
Is
good
it?
stuff, but like, yeah, really emotional driven music for sure. There's fun ones on it too, for sure.
So when you're writing, what's the writing process look like for you? So like you have this project Small Town America. Do you have the concept of the project first, or do you have the song, like you start with the songs and then you go, okay, well this all flows into and then come up with the album concept later?
Yeah, this time around I've pretty much had all the songs almost. Like I think we made a few more or just finished up stuff that we already had. Because we're always consistently making music. Like, so these ones, like the second one I was picking from like 60 songs probably, like trying to decide which ones would fit the best.
Did you write all 60? Or is it a mixed bag of stuff you'd written versus stuff submitted for you?
No, I wrote all of them with some
No
of them sitting in the room with Adam and pretty much just me though. Like Adam helped big time he wrote like some crazy amount of Tomorrows, which is one of my favorites, which is sick. But yeah, no, all those, like pretty much every single one is written in my bedroom. Just alone. Just chilling.
No way.
Yeah. Same style how I've always done it, I guess. I find myself, it seems like I can write my best work, at least I feel that way, when I'm just tucked away. Honestly.
Yeah. So do you write better lonesome usually, or does it just kind of depend on the idea?
I think it depends on the idea. Like we make some great songs in studio and,
Yeah.
Just hanging out and like if I haven't really gone into rooms with like, 6-piece writers. Like I'm open to it, but like I don't really like care if I do or not.
Sure.
I'm down to just like do it myself.
When I feel like everyone's creative process is different.
Mhm.
I heard somebody talking about that recently. It was Ernest. I'm an Ernest stan. Like
Ernest is great, dude.
God, I think he's the best songwriter in Nashville.
He's a killer.
Like just I also would I would venture to say I think he's probably arguably the most important songwriter in Nashville in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, there's legends in the game. I mean, that everyone's
He's
familiar
done
with.
so much though.
But like you think about what he's done in the last since 2020 even. But he was talking about the different style, like because I had somebody on the podcast who'd gotten to write with him, and she was talking about like dude walks in, grabs a guitar, and just starts writing.
Yeah.
Just like it wasn't a pre-planned write. It wasn't like dude walks in, writes a song with them, and walks out of the room. He's like, all right, thanks, send me the demo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it's like other people, it's like, no, they need they need 3 hours and they need to sit and meditate and think. And so which realm do you find yourself in when it comes to songwriting? Are you like you need to sit in a thought, or is it can creative inspiration come out of nowhere and you're just like, oh, that's it, let's write?
It's usually that. We'll plan like sessions and stuff.
Yeah, oh, for
write
sure.
new songs, but and sometimes those work like that too, you know. Whereas like there's other people in the room that are like throwing words out sometimes or whatever. But I find I prefer just like sitting in it myself, or in the studio with like one or two other people.
Yeah.
And yeah, just trying to tear something out of the soul somewhere. Usually they come pretty easy. Those are the ones that I, you know, which I love. Like my song "Tell Me," like wrote that in like 30 minutes probably, like maybe even less. Like,
no way.
Straight through.
And that song's done really well.
Yeah, that one's been my baby for sure. I'm happy it's doing so well too, because it's one of those that didn't really expect. Like I remember bringing it to the studio and it was like the demo was so funny, but because I was like doing it in this super deep voice, it was all out of tune.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was because I was messing with it like in my room. I was like messing with like the whatever it's called, like vari speed or whatever, like speeding it up a little bit and doing all this shit. And what I ended up exporting was like out of tune as fuck. And like my voice was like, I was trying this new thing with my voice. It's like super deep. And then like once we brought it to the studio, we're like, okay, we gotta fix this, but it'll be sick. But and it turned out really cool. So yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those random.
And you just released an EP with a couple different versions of that song on it as well, right?
Yeah, we just milk it a little bit, you know. We released the acoustic version, which is sick. I really love the acoustic version, and like an instrumental version just for, you know, just the beat. But
that's cool.
And then we just released the one with Grace Tyler, the remix, which that's what I was working towards with everything else. It's like we need to do a remix with like a chick, you know? And she killed it, and honestly just gave it a new life as well.
Isn't that? Do you find that? I find this interesting with music, that a song can live for so long and have so much success, and then you essentially do a remix or bring somebody onto a song to do a verse or something after a song's lived, and then out of nowhere a song can just take off again.
I know these days with TikTok and everything, like you see songs that are like 40 years old becoming the biggest they've ever been. And it's like some of these singers aren't even around anymore. It's like
100%
crazy.
Dude, there's these there's two this guy and this girl who listen to country music on TikTok. I see them all the time. Never listened to country music before, and then they'll just like, dude, they'll play like a 30-year-old country song.
Yeah.
And then it's got 500,000 likes, and I'm like, that song's been around for forever.
Yeah, it's now it's so visible. Like
it's wild, dude. And then what was the song you had that popped on TikTok?
It was "Tell Me."
It was "Tell Me."
Yeah, that was like the birth of like pretty much all of this, you know, all like the more traction was. I posted that thing like for 3 months straight with nothing, no views. It was like 200 views for like 3 months. And then like just randomly started picking up and like doing crazy numbers. I was like,
was there one specific video you posted with it that caused it to pop, or was it just consistency and then all of a sudden one of them popped and then all of them popped?
It was honestly just consistency. Like I was just spamming that sound. So like that sound probably had like 500 plus videos that I put to it before the song even came out.
No way.
And then it came out and it took like, I don't know, maybe another month before it really like grew some likes on it. Just posting it every day.
I hate the algorithm so much, dude.
I know it's
the
a tough
most
game,
insane. and it changes every day.
Yeah.
And there's no there's no rules. There's nothing with it that's like, if you do this, you're guaranteed. When people
No
are like,
guarantees.
yeah, it's like when people are like, hey, if you do this, you're guaranteed to break past the 500 view barrier. And it's like, bullshit.
Yeah, it's like, no.
Social media in this current iteration is literally the Wild West.
Yeah.
And it's also hard because it's so inundated with content. Like I saw something the other day, a guy saying there's like 1 million clips are posted online every day.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Every day.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was even more too. I mean, it's the same thing with songs. Like how many songs come out a day? I can't remember what the statistic is, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then like the other one on Spotify is like 90% of them don't even have a stream or something.
Dude,
out of
are
these
you
like
serious?
hundreds of thousands of songs they release. I don't know if it's every day or every week. Like majority of the percentage have less than like 1,000 streams or something, which is crazy.
I would have never. I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense. It's like
But
the
it's that's one of those stats you hear. You're like, I would have never thought that existed.
weird. Yeah.
Until you hear it, and you're just like, oh
People
my
are releasing
God.
every day. So it's just like TikTok, I guess.
Well,
I mean,
okay,
how
but-
many people get zero, views on TikTok too out of the
But
millions of posts?
Here's the one piece of this. I can say this. You don't have to say this. 90% of the artists on Spotify shouldn't be artists on Spotify.
Yeah, but at least they have an outlet.
See, that's the perspective and positive side of you, whereas I'm the realist a little bit. I was like, sweetie, respectfully, who told you that you should?
Yeah. I was one of those people early on too.
Yeah, I
think
have an
we do grow.
appreciation for starting the journey. But like my point is, there's some people who shouldn't start. Like someone should stop you before the first step of the journey begins.
I feel like
it's like because like I'll look back years down. I already look back on the episodes of this. I mean, I'm almost. I think technically this is like the 20th something episode I record. I'm gonna release it before other episodes.
Yeah.
But like I listen back and I'm like, God, who let me have a microphone?
yeah.
And I've only been doing it for like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then I listened to. I was editing clips the other day, and I've come to the realization that I say like a lot.
You know, you hear everything that you
hear, and I was also like really bad at interrupting people in the middle of them speaking. And I'm like, God, who would want to listen to me talk on the podcast? But so yeah, the journey, like the first step is part of it.
I know
but
there's definitely. I mean, maybe that's why SoundCloud was nice because it was like, okay, everybody just released on SoundCloud first, and then
oh yeah.
but,
It's you talk about SoundCloud and you think about, and when you said this earlier, I was thinking about it because I just heard this song. I heard White Iverson earlier.
oh yeah,
Again, and it just, which I don't, what that song came out, what 2016ish,
something like
17
that.
something. I
Yeah.
don't know, which is wild to think. I feel like Post Malone has been around for forever.
Yeah,
But he hasn't. I mean, he's in his 20s.
it was
still
like
too.
SoundCloud era is when he came.
Yeah,
out.
and so just, you think about that as like he put that song on SoundCloud, and overnight blew up.
Yeah, actually, kind of nuts. I
It's
was watching a
wild.
lot of interviews about that.
Yeah,
He was so interesting at the beginning too, but I think that's why it worked for him, is because he was so different in that space of even like the SoundCloud rappers, and I guess he kind of started the movement of SoundCloud in a way along with those other rappers.
because who else did Chance the Rapper start on SoundCloud, or was he doing it
I don't
before
even
that?
know.
I don't remember.
There's no like the wave of like all the face tattoo rappers came on from SoundCloud for sure.
Dude, did you do you remember the Island Boys? You said face.
God, I don't even want to think about them.
I saw them the other day on something. Something reminded me of their first video. I'm Island Boy. I saw, and I had a buddy that just used to walk around going, I'm Island Boy all the
That shit
time.
all the time. Yeah.
Dude, I was that.
That was
Talk
funny
about
at
how
the time.
insane social media is.
I know, dude.
That popped off. I don't
It's
know
like
what
the
made me,
6,
face
7
tattoos made me
shit.
think of that. Dude, okay, you know when I feel old? My 8-year-old walks around going 6, 7 all the time.
I mean, like ours was like what, like 1738
Oh,
when we were young,
dude,
younger, I guess.
that was one. I mean, so like all of that being the thing now with my son has brought up like what my wife and I talk about, like what did we do when we were
Yeah,
young?
like we
What
had
were,
those.
what were
things, too.
we yelling that was just obscene?
The 21.
Dude, it was like, I mean,
It's
everybody.
always numbers. Why is it always numbers? It's
69 was the big joke
Yeah.
when we were younger.
weird. Yeah, of course.
I mean, but that has that because all the connotations of that one. I'm trying to think what else there was. What's the Soldier Boy song that's got the phone number in it? 678 999 8212. That was our number. Is that number right? I thought so.
Well, everybody knows it perfectly too.
I had to think for a second. But no, it's always a number. It's this thing. It's like it's this. It's just, dude. I'm like my 8-year-old. So my wife goes 6'7", and he gets
Pissed.
he's like, that's not how you say it,
Can't say
Mom.
that.
It's not how you say it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know when we became like, because I think the youngest like dad, or one of the youngest dads of all of the kids, and there's like 60 kids in his class. Almost all of them are several years older than me. So like, I'm the cool dad.
Yeah.
At least I think so. Until it's to him, nah.
Yeah, it's like, no.
Bro, I am not cool for shit to him. I mean, I kind of am, but I'm also just completely not.
Yeah. No.
Which is that's part of
How
you
it
know,
is.
parenting and in life, is that you hit a stage where you're cool, and then you have kids, and
Not cool anymore.
and you're fundamentally not. You move to a house on 3 acres, and you just own up to just being
Yeah,
just
the dad
being a
stuff.
dad. And
That's sick, yeah.
so, I mean, I know we're gonna wrap here soon. So, one question I have for you is, when it comes to your catalog, your songs, and you're talking about how Tell Me kind of surprised you a little bit of how well it did. Is there a song you've written at this stage that you thought would do better than it would?
Yeah, I mean, all of them could do better.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But
Is there a song that you thought was going to do well and just didn't do the streams that you thought it, or the downloads that you thought it would?
I think some. I guess on like the last EP, the one that I really loved that didn't perform as well as the other ones was "Got It All Wrong."
Okay.
I think that's a great song. But I don't know. We released it on the EP, so it'll probably have its time when it's time. But
And that goes back to like the conversation we were just having. I said like again, see now I catch it.
yeah, exactly.
But that goes back to the conversation we were having about the lifespan of songs, and how, I mean, even with Tell Me in on TikTok, you post 500 plus clips,
Tons.
and then one day it pops.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like that. Like some of these songs I didn't like promote as much, so it's like that could also be a purpose behind that. But yeah, I don't know. I think just if I keep posting them, they'll have their time, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Was that on the first Small Town America?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then what was your first country project after you kind of made that shift in 22, 23?
First country like song was Snowfall, but
Okay.
project was Small Town America.
Okay, that was the
After
first
we-
full project.
Once we signed, yeah, we were kind of we were just releasing singles
Mm-hmm.
just as much as we could for the consistency factor of like algorithms and everything. And we had a ton of songs to release, and then so yeah, we signed that, and we're like, yeah, let's do project. I
Okay.
wanted to do a full album, but it made more sense to do it this way.
To do it as two separate.
Yeah,
One thing that I will never understand is the difference between an EP and an album. Somebody explained it to me one day, and I was like, that just doesn't make, like, it's
like 7 songs, under 7 songs. No, is EP over 7 songs.
okay. Let me ask you a question. As an artist, what's your thought on like 20 plus song albums?
I think they're kind of sick. I think who just released like Zach Bryan or Morgan Wallen does like 34 sometimes. I feel like,
Yeah, dude.
which I
Zach
think
Bryan
is
does a
dope.
lot too.
Like I would like people are gonna. It's dope because like they'll release this album and then it'll be like 2 years till
And
they-
it'll breathe,
songs.
bro.
So
I
there's
love it.
plenty of songs and you can listen start to finish, and I think I love that too, and just tour that for a year, you know?
Dude,
So it makes sense for sure.
would you ever release like a long album? Like, because you just
Definitely,
said
I wish
you
I
had,
could right
you
now.
had 60 songs to pick from, and the new Small Town America is what, 10, 8,
It would be 12 total.
12?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's 6 and 6.
6 and 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you 60 to 12.
Yeah.
Good
It
God.
hurts. But I have this other album that I'm working on that I'm super excited
Okay.
for. So, but it won't be that long
Okay.
either.
Do you? Well, hold on. Let me put a bow in this. I think people hate on like Morgan Wallen's 30 plus song albums, and Zach Bryan I know does massive ones. Like his are like 20.
Yeah, he'll do
I mean, there's some artists that are like, I love it, dude. Because
Thanks,
like to
sir.
your point is like Morgan Wallen's most recent album came out a year ago. I can still listen to that album start to finish.
Yeah, and there's like songs that like grow on you over time too. I feel like you got to
100%.
listen to albums like multiple times.
Dude,
I think.
I still like. I was in the truck yesterday, and he had a song on "I'm the Problem" that was not "I'm the Problem," the one before that, whatever the name of that one was. Last Drive Down Main. It's a deep cut, bro. People
Yeah.
and that song and
Go
that
check
album
that
came
one.
out in 23,
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
think.
And it's like you first time hearing it or something like
It's
there's still plenty of songs from his albums that I probably haven't heard yet either, just
yeah.
because there's so
It's
many.
so many. And that's why I love it because like I'm a massive Jonas Brothers fan. Like I mean I'm just a
Nice.
massive. It's kind of weird. Like I've gotten hate for it and I'm just unapologetic. I don't give a flip.
Yeah.
My only complaint with them, their albums are too short.
Yeah.
Like
Super
12
pop
song
style.
albums, which is it's pop. It's
Yeah.
the nature. But it was like
Go for a hit.
when Bieber released Purpose, that was I feel like one of the longer albums that had come out. Like I think it was 16 or 17 songs. It's been
Yeah.
and then his swag albums were like 50 songs.
Yeah, dude.
There's so many songs on those.
I love him. His like growth is insane. Like his music.
Bro, he's a freak, man. He's so I mean, and to have been doing it for what, 16 years, 17 years, maybe longer, and to be as still passionate and like talented as he is
Yeah.
this deep into the game.
Putting out maybe
wild.
some of his best work still. You know, that's sick.
So when it comes to I know, yeah, that's probably the last question I got time to ask you. When it comes to cutting, like not cutting an actual song, but like cutting it in a sense of getting it, like taking it off of what's going to be on the album. Is there a part of you that feels like it's like your baby that you're throwing out? Or is it easy for you to know, is it easy for you to know like this just doesn't fit the creative direction of the project?
Yeah, like of course I want to put all these ones on if I could, but
Yeah.
at this point it's just like, yeah, shit, we can't put this one on this one. It'll come next or whatever. And then we'll make like 4 new songs and then that song will maybe never come out, which that's the only thing is like there is so many songs where it's like some of the ones like that we loved when we created them just kind of sit there for like if they don't make the cut on this project or maybe not the next one. They could have been like maybe the biggest one, but we just came back to one from like 2 or 3 years ago last week in the studio and we're like, oh dude, we have to
really,
you know, finish this. And like we changed up some things and now I'm like, you know, this could be on the next project.
That's sick.
So, yeah.
So when you cut a song from a project, you don't just be like, it's life's over. You kind of, you'll keep it in the catalog and be like, you know, it could fit on the next one.
Yeah, they'll sit there and then yeah, as we're building this next one, you know, maybe they'll have a chance, hopefully.
Is your next one in the same vein of Small Town America, kind of stylistically? Or I'm
gonna call it Durabo. But stylistically pretty same, but
okay.
Yeah.
Do you
still working on it.
Do you feel the need at any stage to reevaluate style between projects to just make sure that you're staying true to who you are in that season?
I don't know. Honestly, I just kind of I just go with the flow. And obviously, yeah, I would try not to do too big of a switch up. Or
yeah, sure.
That with releases. Try to definitely keep them in the same world or flowing through each other. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to, when it comes to like making the music, it's just make the music.
Yeah.
Sure, like maybe production style would be like, okay, we should put some, you know, some of this in there.
Okay.
Some of that to keep it in this range. So yeah, I guess.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing for you. This is this is not I do a segment on the show called I Said What I Said, which is hot takes.
Okay.
And it's morphed over time. I've had some insane hot takes on this show. I think Jenny's ice cream, you know Jenny's ice cream in Nashville? I think it's trash.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I've just every time I say it though, I'm like, I apologize to the CEO and I don't want to get DMCA or like cease and desist or anything like that. But I just don't think it's good. I've done rankings though.
Okay.
And so I want to do on the spot. I want your top 5 Mac Miller songs.
Okay. Best Day Ever, Another Night, Under the Weather. Those are my top 3 right there. But
that was quick, dude. I should have said top 3. I thought he was gonna struggle with top.
What's
5,
the other one?
Top 5. He did just routed off 3 in 5 seconds.
I listen to those every single day, dude. Every day. Dude, what am I forgetting? What's that other one that with the is it Tame Impala on it? Okay, whatever. I really like Dunno. I don't know if you know that one.
Okay.
It's from I think it's from Swimming.
Okay.
And yeah, Nike's on My Feet's sick. Yeah, we'll go with Nike's on My Feet. That's up there for sure. A lot of them kind of just are all listen to like the whole discography.
Yeah, I know, bro. What was Smile Back, that was him, wasn't it?
Smile Back's a good one too.
Is that on Best Day Ever? Or is that on Blue Side Park?
I'm trying to think of what the cover looks like. It might be Blue Side Park, but that might have came after that.
I don't remember. You know what else hits? Weekend.
Be Good by the Weekend. Yeah,
that song goes so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'd forgotten about it until recently. That's
With,
what I love about
who else
music.
is on that? That's the Good AM album.
Is it Miguel?
Yeah, Miguel. Yeah.
There's, you know what song is on Best Day Ever that I think is just fire is Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, dude.
That
Donald Trump's
song,
the OG one.
Dude. And this
I
was
love that
before
song.
this before he was president, you know, wherever you stand. Please don't hate me.
It's a good ass song. So.
But that song goes so hard, dude.
Yeah.
Wear my hat.
Dude, he has so many.
Oy vey.
Oy vey's a good one too.
There's just so many, dude. That it doesn't end.
Yeah. The whole Swimming album is sick too. I don't listen to that one enough.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, I needed your top 5.
That's what I'll go.
Man, you got anything else you want to
add? Check out the new project, Small Town America.
Yep.
And
comes out first week of April. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's the 3rd.
April 3rd.
Yep.
All right, this album's
so
coming
check that out.
It's coming. I've never released an album this close to recording it, or an album. I've never released an episode this close to recording it. This album's coming out next week. So, sweet. April 3rd. Make sure to go check out his album tonight. We got to wrap because you got a big night tonight.
Tonight at Whiskey Jam. And
second time you've played Whiskey Jam.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That's badass, dude.
Well, thanks for having me.
Man, thank you so much for coming on. This has been another episode of Deepish. Thanks, Peech.
A great one.
Appreciate you. Hell yeah. Thank you all so much for listening to my conversation with my friend Peech. I really enjoyed hearing more about his story and the journey he's been on in life, how he's become the man that he is. And I found his journey very inspiring, and how he has overcome obstacles and adversity and has grown and become who he is, and really inspired and by his perseverance and his determination and discipline to become the artist and man that he is. And so, as we talked about at the end of the episode, make sure to go check out his music. His single Middleman recently came out. Check out his single that he mentioned that came out a couple years ago, Tell Me. He just released a remix for that. And then his new project, Small Town America, coming out in April. So just a couple weeks away from that. But I hope you guys, again, enjoyed it. And as always, say at the end of every episode, but if you like the podcast, please make sure to like and follow us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, just about anything you want. YouTube, make sure to subscribe to our podcast on YouTube, Deepish Podcast, as well as subscribe whatever you listen to podcasts. Leave us a review so we can keep bringing great content to you. I hope you guys enjoy the show as always, and we will see you next Tuesday for our next episode.